We're asking you to accept that you've already done the asking and you've already put all the building blocks in place, and now you're just waiting for the next inspiration that feels good in order to start allowing it to unfold. When I put myself into a more focused environment where there are not so many other things for me to consider, I get control of my own vibration and I can mesh with my inner being more easily. But when there are other human components, I find myself feeling the need to mesh with them, and it doesn't seem like I can mesh with them and my inner being at the same time. It feels like one or the other. And that's what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about too much conversation. Hardly anybody gives themselves an opportunity to get into the receptive mode. There's too much to do, too many people to talk to, too many things to solve, too many things to do, too much activity. And so it's really not too much. But if you're not carving out for yourself that 15 minutes that you can quiet your mind and then get into the receiving mode, then the chatter from life overwhelms you. And only when there's really strong belief or expectation do you break through into receiving. I want to give you a very brief story that will really speak to what we're talking about. So Esther has been meditating for years, but it's only been recently that we've really been talking a lot about getting into that quiet place so that you can recognize when you're in the receiving mode. So she'd been meditating every day for several weeks. And then a friend was coming and they were going to take a walk around the loop in her neighborhood, and both of them had already meditated. And when her friend got there, they went out through the courtyard, and there's a man-made stream that Esther had put in a couple of years ago that really has wonderful sound. It's like sitting by a mountain stream. And they sat down for just a moment by the stream to visit a little bit before they started to walk, and then they decided, why don't we take a minute and meditate together? So they closed their eyes and focused on the stream because it was such a blissful thought, and it was like being in paradise. And since both of them had already meditated, they were already in a very receptive mode, and so both of them went right into meditation. Esther felt herself immediately feel that detachment, and then a jet flew over, and then another jet flew over, and then another jet flew over, and then another jet flew over. Jets don't usually fly over like that, and so many of them all at once. And Esther found herself for just a moment feeling annoyed because they sat specifically to listen to the stream. But the jets are flying over, and then Esther focused on the stream anyway and found it. Even with the Air Force focused on her gardens. And got right into that place. And then as they were walking, Esther said, what just happened is just what Abraham's wanting us to experience in life. We're able to tune ourselves to connection no matter what else crazy is going on around us. Stable, but it takes a little time to get that momentum going. And before you can do it, you have to know these things. First, you have to know that source is there. Otherwise, you don't have anything to connect to. Next, you have to know that your vortex is there. Otherwise, you don't have anything to reach for. But once you know all of that, and you do, then all you got to do is practice connecting until you could be in any environment. And that's really what unconditional love is. It's not needing the conditions to all line up for you. It's not needing to be in a sacred garden where everything has been put on hold so that there's nothing that's going to happen in there except you and your quieted mind. It's not that kind of condition that's necessary. You can find alignment under all conditions. And when you do, when you come out to play with those around you, oh, it is so blissful. Whether they're in alignment or not. Do you know? They do not have to be in alignment in order for you to be in alignment. And if your alignment is conditional on what they do, then you grow to resent them because it feels like they're keeping you from what you found over there, but you can't find over there. When what you want to demonstrate with everything that you are is that you can find alignment anytime, anywhere, because it's who you are. It's the most natural thing. That jet's been flying over as long as you've been in existence. You can tune to that really easily.